Hello, 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 and welcome to Faith, Fitness, and GLP-1 with Peaches. Today we're going to talk about stalls, those pesky stalls that we have on GLP-1. So let's get into it. My name again is Peaches, and welcome to my channel. I am a mother of 3, a grandmother of 2, and a great-grandmother of 1. I have been on Mounjaro previously for about almost 2 years, and then I took a hiatus for about 7 months, which brought me back to Zepbound here February of this year. So let's get into it about those stalls, okay? So I have learned on this journey that stalls may be inevitable for many of us, right? Some can go straight on through this progress and never have a stall, and they probably go into maintenance, or they will come off the medication. But that is not the story for all of us, right? Not for me anyway, right? Especially those slow losers out there, So I'm going to give you the words from Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid. He said, patience, little grasshopper. Right? So I do want you to have patience, because those stalls may be inevitable for us who are slow losers. But that does not mean that we're not progressing. So when we say stalls, we mostly look at the weight on the scale. We measure it by weight, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're stalling. So what I like to do, and what I was told to do early on, which really helped me, was take some before and after pictures. Take those pictures, and they will show you side by side if you're losing inches that you can't see on the pound, or if not just taking pictures, put on some of the clothes. Save some of the big clothes or those smaller clothes you couldn't once get into. Try them on. You'll find out you may be able to get into them, or those bigger clothes may be falling off of you where you can't even believe it, and the scale doesn't even say that. So I will say this: I have been there. I've done that. I got a hat and probably a t-shirt somewhere, and probably another keychain that I can pass out to you if you want it, that somewhere telling you that stalls may be inevitable for those who are slow losers such as myself, okay? So I do want to give a 12-week update. My 12-week update is that I was in a stall, and I was in the stall so long that I kind of figured out, well, maybe this time around is not working for me like it was on Mounjaro. If you all listen to my previous videos, you will see that I talk about how slow and creeping that this Zepbound journey has been since I have restarted this in February, and it has been a dragging out process. But what I found out is that my body does not have that much body fat as it did when I originally started Mounjaro. And if you know anything about Mounjaro and Zepbound, they are the same medications, which made me want to go back to Zepbound when I gained those additional 16 pounds when I had that 7-month hiatus. I did not want to go back into that range where I was previously. And if you all can go back and listen to my very first video, it would tell you of my journey on Mounjaro for almost 2 years. But here we are at Zepbound. So I'm trying to get those pesky pounds off that I picked up, as well as get to my goal in maintenance weight, which I never did on Mounjaro, because again, if you listen to the previous video, it talked about how my insurance company started denying me coverage for Mounjaro. So then I came off the medication, and then I started working out. Then I started trying to do some other things just to try to get that weight off, or keep that weight off. So here I am on Zepbound. I am in the stall, but guess what? Today I found out that I am no longer in that stall. That scale, that pesky scale that we look at constantly, has finally told me that my stall may be broken. How long? I don't know. But again, it took me almost 2 years to lose 80 pounds, which some may say, oh, 80 pounds in 2 years. Dang, you seem like you could have did that on your own. Maybe you could, but that's not my journey. And it may not be your journey, and it may not be somebody else's journey. So, but 80 pounds is still what? 80 pounds. And I'm glad about it. Amen. Amen. Let the church say amen. So what I want you to do, I want you to be encouraged on this journey, because it is a journey. It's not a sprint. Don't look to your left. Don't look to your right, or what someone else may be doing and what they're talking about their progress. Yes, it is good to glean from somebody. It is good to get encouragement from somebody, but this is your journey. And Zepbound or Mounjaro or GLP-1 is maybe not be for everyone, right? But it is for me, and I have the results and the proof that it does work for me. And if you're on this journey, I want you to be encouraged. It is a journey. It is a journey again, right? So just if you're in that stall period and you don't see that scale moving in the direction that you want it to move, I encourage you, get some clothes that you couldn't get into maybe a year, 6 months, 3 months ago. Try those clothes on. You may see that they're not as snug as they once was, right? Or get something that when you started Zepbound and it fit real snug on you and you was ready to start this journey and the clothing was snug. Try that outfit on again, because it may be where it's too big. And guess what? Again, like I said, the scale does not always show that, okay? So I want you to be encouraged again. Again, thank you for coming to my channel. And I do want you to like, but I do want you to comment, and I do want you to subscribe and also share this journey. Tell me if you're having a stall, because you may be where I am and where I've been and where I may be in the future, okay? But tell me about your stall if you're having stalls right now, okay? But I do want you to be encouraged, because those stalls will break. I like to say my definition of a peaches stall is not where you were, not where you want to be, but you're in the middle. But guess what? You don't have to stay there. You can continue to persevere. Even during those stalls, I just continue to take the medication, because I realized when I was on Mounjaro, I had those stalls. So I just continue to take it, and I continue to pray. Like I always tell you, prayer is a key. It is the answer to my avenues and to the things I need and to the things I want. I just want to remind you all, GLP-1 is only a tool. It is not the source, right? So we don't want to depend on it as a source of just weight loss alone. We do want to exercise. We do want to pray, because that's why this channel is called Faith, Fitness, and GLP-1 with Peaches, because that has been my journey. Okay, so listen again. You all be encouraged. Remember, stay in your lane and mind the business that pays you. You all have a good day.